For Bunnyhoppor, we're taking out 2 weapons projects, a Harrison Jones, an Archivist, and an Eternium Rover. We're adding in 2 Big Game Hunter, 2 Super Colliders, and the second copy of Brawl.
So basically, more threats for the mage, more removal for the warrior.
I feel like that favors the mage.
I agree. I think the reason that on ladder you're seeing warriors tech in super colliders and big game hunters is that if it, when against the standard ladder mage, which is fairly light on threats, it destroys it. They just always run out of threats.
Yeah.
Dr. Boom gets there. You really, really struggle to push it there. But when you're playing, as you highlighted, double Astromancer, Hexlord Malakras, Antonidas, and a Power of Creation as well, that is where it starts to get very difficult to find enough removal for all of them. Because, I mean, look at this starting hand now for Fino, right? Even just this being given back by Hexlord Malakras is huge.
Yeah, you get an extra Mountain Giant.
Another giant on its own is insane. Obviously, there's no Conjurer's Calling in hand, which is the real dream. But it's good enough, I would wager. He got me with that one. that was just funny.
Even Fino knows it was funny.
Yeah, he's like, rope the town crier.
Solid.
Choice.
Looks like a tough one. But again, that's Bunnyhoppor.
Yeah, I know. It's just, yeah. I mean, I agree with you. He should do whatever makes him win the most amount of games of Hearthstone, obviously within the rules, which roping absolutely is. It's just funny.
At this point, he has to rope it all for consistency's sake.
Yes.
You start to give away information if you don't. This is this is the world you built for yourself, Bunnyhoppor.
Yeah. Wait, he didn't want to play one of his 2-drops, which is now exclusively Warpath in his tertiary deck. It's giving away.
Well, it could have been an Eternium Rover or a second Town Crier.
Fair enough, fair enough. He's not playing second.
I'm sorry, it could have been a...
Exactly the one of Eternium Rover in his deck.
Yeah, it could have been exactly that. It could have been a weapons project. Maybe you want to let it rip.
He took both of those out.
Could have been...
This is where I feel like some great content is just, what's Bunny thinking about?
He wanted to get damaged. So that way... Ah, the Elysiana's out! He can't even discover Battle Rage! Gosh darn it! Alright, I'm out of ideas.
This is next level dumb. We've gone through the eye of the looking glass on this one. But here we go. Things really starting to ramp up now for Fino. He has got what is pretty close to the dream hand, actually, I would say. Being able to go for a really nice early Giant and the Conjurer's Calling. This is the thing, is that in this deck where he's running Hexlord Malakras, it can feel a little bit slow because all of your threats aren't necessarily quick threats. Some of them are a little bit slower. However, when you get the hand like this where you have draw, you have threats, you have removal as well, or just stall rather, in the form of Ray of Frost. This is just everything you want in a deck.
Yeah, you don't really care so much, I feel like, about the pressure from the opposing side. It's pretty slow, it's fairly clunky. It can get there, but I would say for the most part, you know, it's just slow. It doesn't work that well.
I agree that you're not afraid of dying to your opponent's pressure. What you are afraid of is them being able to clear one of your threats with their minions, where the Ray of Frost, I think, really helps to stop them from being able to kill off your Mountain Giant so that you can go for the Conjurer's Call.
Starts to threaten a Sea Giant here as well. This was an interesting play for Fino because it sends a mixed signal to Bunnyhoppor, where I feel like Sea Giant is now something that he will begin to consider because it was Protect the Sorcerer's Apprentice and freeze the Elec to protect the mirror images. Like, it's just a very interesting spot to look at.
Yeah, I mean, I would actually argue as well that the mind games it plays on Bunny is a secondary effect of what this plan does, whereas the main thing is he clearly doesn't want to play Giant next turn because playing the mirror images means he doesn't have the mana to do that. So he's trying to clear out space from his hand so that he can play Arcane Intellect and then on turn 5 go for Giant and Conjurer's Calling on the same turn. Which I think is a very valid way to go about it. That's what we saw from Kalento early on, where you just hold your Giant explicitly to go with the Conjurer's Calling as well.
We're going to add a second Elec to board, and I feel like something's got to give here.
To be fair, this is just a decent curve for Bunny. If he were to go, if none of these are cleared off and Clockwork Goblin comes down next turn, that's 3 bombs that you're shuffling in. Or is it 4? Is it cumulative effect? Like if you're shuffling one from the other? It's
nope.
Just 3. Yeah. Okay, just
additional. 1 additional. Ooh, if it doubled.
Well, I was just wondering because the first one shuffles in 2 bombs technically, so does the second one shuffle in an extra one for each one you're shuffling in?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. But I think you're still right.
The old have Wrench Caliber equipped and go into Elec, Clockwork Goblin, swing the Reg.
Choice.
Here's 8 bombs in your deck.
And Feno's just like, I guess I'll die.
Shrug it off.
Still does a reasonable turn though for Bunny. Like, tempoing out here for him, it doesn't accomplish much, but it's not bad. It keeps the pressure on Feno, which means, you know, maybe he can kill off one of the Giants. Maybe it means Feno can't make the absolute dream plays he wants to because he's under that little bit of pressure.
Correct. The dream plays are pretty much null and void here for Feno, because if it's Giant into Conjurer's Calling, you know, Super Collider is ready in Bunnyhopper's hand.
And it's just absurd. Is Feno, he didn't tech out, yeah, sorry, so still got Harrison Jones in his tertiary deck, which could be important to take out one of these Super Colliders.
That's the lone way to stop a Super Collider, though. You know, Kalento had a copy of Frostbolt in there as well.
That's a good point.
You think about Kalento's anti-aggro list, some of the cards did serve the alternative purpose, like the Frostbolt. Being able to just stop a Super Collider for 1 turn is enough to pay off.
It's huge.
On the Conjurer's Calling.
Because that can just bait out a Brawl. Or if they don't have it, they're just dead.
It just deal 16 damage, and then they have to take 8 more to use the Super Collider.
Low flare.
You can't not go for this.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only thing he can go for. With this much meat in your hand, you need to start getting some of it onto the table.
I mean, perhaps he's able to wait. You know, I think that there's a chance he is, but it's really tough.
You just go for it.
So in Bunnyhopper's spot, I guess the question is, are you more interested in keeping the Clockwork Goblin around because it's a mech? Or are you more interested in keeping the Augmented Elec around for its effect?
Oh, that's an interesting point. And obviously the extra stat that it has on health. Oh, I think that's actually really close. Because you have specifically Ziliax in hand, I think it probably leans towards the mech.
Dynamatic as well.
Alive. Oh, that's true. Yeah, good point. And because you have no shuffle cards in hand either.
Always hurts when it's the Grave Robber into the Giant.
Yeah.
You'll just lose a minion.
Yeah, that was the best outcome there.
Wow, keep the mech around. Kind of weird.
I like it. I think it's a good point you bring up, and I think you made the right choice. And now for actual threats available to Feno. There ain't much.
Yeah, it's delayed a turn. You know, again, I think just the pressure in general, though, the timing matters. And I think this is the spot where it matters the most, just simply because Bunnyhoppor has Blastmaster Boom in hand. So I think that the timing of his pressure is not going to be able to outpace Bunnyhoppor here.
That's true. That's a very good point. Because it will be, there's 2 bombs in the deck, I believe, with no Wrench Caliber being played, and just an Elect effect off the Clockwork Goblin being shuffled in.
5 boom bots. I mean, or 4 boom bots.
Yeah. I mean, that's insane. That is absolutely absurd. I'm not trying to downplay it whatsoever.
Like I'm looking at Feno's spot. I'm trying to figure out something crazy that can happen.
I mean, he can pop off with Sorcerer's Apprentice on this turn. I mean, I say pop off. He can play cards. And he can keep his hand size full even then, like just playing out the mirror image to make sure he gets a nice big Astromancer as well.
Wow.
Yeah, like this turn was never going to be very good, so I think this is the best of bad situation. The removal really stacking up for Bunnyhoppor now. And in addition to that, like you said, just the threat, Blastmaster Boom on its own is insane. It's a little bit scary because of Sea Giant and Rabble Bouncer.
I don't think it is. You have Big Game Hunter in your hand. Also, the Rabble Bouncers are out for Feno right now.
I mean, I agree. It's just
I'm
Fortunately,
shocked
unfortunately.
if he didn't play this.
So would I. It's just I was feeling a little bit too happy for him, and I'm English, so I had to kind of bring that down to a strong neutral of about -3.
It's an excellent spot to be at.
Yeah.
-3.
Well, I go from -10 to +10. It's my scale.
Okay. Where are you at right now?
I'm having a good time. I'm like a strong 1.
Where's Fino at right now?
He's just been Blastmaster boomed. That's like easily a -6.
Okay.
Actually, I should probably reevaluate that if that's the scale of all things that are possible to happen in the world. -6 is probably a bit strong.
I wonder. My calculations are flawless. I bring life and hope.
That's fine. It's up to a -5.
I think that's going to dwindle awfully quick.
Yeah. So how do we clear this up? The Super Collider, you could maybe just save that.
I want to use the Collider and the Ziliax.
Yeah, I guess the big game hunter is very valuable resource.
I think it's also fine to use the Militia Commander. I was just thinking exactly for turn 9, clogging the hand a bit.
Do you ever want to make some of these bombs die so that the thing I was talking about of Rabble Bouncer and Sea Giant becomes a little bit less scary?
Well, again, the Rabble Bouncers are out. They have been removed.
Oh, they've been taken out. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Okay.
For the
So
tertiary
it's just Sea Giant. Okay, in that case, I guess you're happy just happily plodding along.
Will attach to the Boombot. The Boombot now has Lifesteal and the Death Rattle effect as well.
Oh, yeah.
Cool interaction
Yeah, that is
for,
a cool interaction.
for those of you who have not experienced that yet.
You can just call me out, Nathan. It's all right. I get it.
Well, when it hits for 4 and you get 4 more life on top of that, you're like, come on, Boombot. Like, how much can you do?
That doesn't even make sense. How did that suck my life out? It's just a bomb. And here we go. Just trying to pop off with Luna as the way to stay alive, really, more so than anything else.
Well, I mean, this is a great turn for it, though. So the problem is Khadgar gets drawn immediately, so that stops the cycling.
Does it? Can you afford to just play it to keep drawing? I guess, yeah, you go for the magic trick first because it puts the card on the right-hand side.
Stuff is appealing. Icicle's appealing as well.
Just magic trick is also appealing. Although I guess you're running into hand space issues then, but it's a 0 mana draw a card and discover a card.
Behold the tools of creation.
Ooh, that might encourage Fino to hang on for a turn.
Well, I think you want to play Mirror Image, right, just to stop the Super Collider from clearing off both your minions.
Definitely like that.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Oh, maybe it's in the face of Warpath? So if Bunny Warpath's here, all the Boombots activate, and your mirror images maybe get to soak up some of the hits?
Okay. That doesn't convince me. That is surprising, though, because I was fully anticipating you save the Ray of Frost to freeze Dr. Boom again next turn.
I'm anticipating if Fino doesn't have something colossal happen next turn, he's not in the game.
Yes.
So,
No, I fully agree.
And so, yeah, I can see it both ways.
I wonder.
Defend the gates.
This game is weird.
And he's
Shield
actually...
Slam. Yeah,
Yeah.
lets him clear off.
Shield Slam is the nuts against Mage, and he Shield Slammed a mirror image.
Whoa, he's setting up something. I'm killing that Luna and that Sorcerer. When you're putting this weird stuff, blow it up.
I agree.
And when your opponent's still alive, blow him up.
And I think this is, again, a lesson that I apparently refuse to learn, is that Bomb Warrior is not a purely control deck. It just gets you. Like, look how absurd this was for Bunnyhoppor. Fino, because it was so perfectly timed for Bunnyhoppor, these threats that came down, Fino just really had nothing he could do. And then I think this comes back to the question you were asking. of should Fino have waited a turn. On turn 5, when he went Giant, Coin, Conjurer's Calling, I have to be honest, I kind of scoffed at you because I thought, you never wait. You just always get these threats out onto the board and pray that it gets there. But maybe because it worked out exactly